yet most problems could be solved. God knows how much you're capable. Life is the journey of love. So put your best foot forward. You have the will to win.
That's the sound there of, well, music composed by Mr. Roger Boothman. It's called Journey to Love.
Yes.
A journey for love.
Journey of love.
Of love. Journey of love. Sorry about that. And he's here with us in studio, artist, composer. Good morning to you, Mr. Boothman.
Good morning to you, Rokas, and to everyone.
How are you doing this morning?
Fine. Glad I'm seated because I'm a sort of a stand-up comedian too.
You're a stand-up comedian?
Yes, don't mind I'm sitting.
Ah, boy.
I noticed we have a lot of turquoise. Your cup was same color with your shirt and so on. And Lisa in the background, her shoes is turquoise. And that's actually one of my favorite colors. I have a little bit of turquoise here too.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm glad that you feel comfortable in the set. We have some turquoise behind you as well. So,
exactly.
You know.
Super Blue would have been almost proud of that.
Well, every time he comes here, he actually has a great time. He feels very, very welcome. But,
Yes.
Mr. Boothman, 41 years ago, the art gallery at home was destroyed. How were you able to get through that and continue making art for us?
Well, actually, it was formed in '75, the same time when my brother Michael had written the Heaven, right?
Right.
My mom, being alive then, got together with Donald Beaumont, and they created out of our home the Setting Art Gallery. And it was the stepping stone for quite a few artists, musicians, poets, and so on. It was there David Rudder met the Bayer girl to write a song. It was also there where Rashoti got that, the Shanti and Michael, and the collaboration of a lot of things, Derek Walcott. Actually, the second piano that we purchased was from Andre Tanker, so some of the songs I wrote was off of purchasing Andre Tanker's piano. At that time, he was Andre Tanker and the Flamingos.
Right.
Right? And we had quite a few things since then until now. As to answer your question, there was resilience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I got through that with the faith and grace in God and recognizing and making use of the talent, like the man with the 5 talents in the Bible. So I thank God for that. My parents and the support of my uncles Bosco, Jeffrey Holder. I've been fortunate to be in Hollywood, California, someone listening to my work, which I gave thanks for. And introduced to many people in the industry abroad, the producers of Michael Jackson, for instance. And when I came back, I was fortunate, through the grace of God, to win 3 Caribbean Song Festivals and 3 National Song Festivals. And in '93 also won the Commonwealth leg and placed in second as well with 2 of my songs. So it was a journey of love over a period of time, and it's so coincidental that this morning we had, is it Lewis?
Yeah, Brian Lewis, yeah.
This song was written that you all saw there. Being an overcomer to bipolar, I looked at the positive aspect of it because great people who actually had bipolar, you're looking at the late Eric Williams, you're looking at Beethoven, there are different types of bipolar, and I got over this.
So you're able to get over it?
Yes, a lot of things can happen because there are different types of bipolar. Right. For instance, I made adjustments to what I eat, how I sleep.
Right.
All right. It can be a genetical problem. It could be a chemical imbalance problem. Many problems. It could be a social problem. So I got over this, and writing songs and painting was the medium and therapy for this. And listeners who are listening, art and music is actually a collateral, original. So if you have an established name over the years, the art becomes valuable and could bail people out of 10 if they're owing. Some banks would accept the original painting in lieu for money that is owing. So it's like actual gold. So I felt that is how the Prime Minister knew this, because Casabon's work was purchased at a time, because the longer it takes, just like Bosco and Jeffrey's work, and my brother David and Michael, they are also artists themselves, the more established, the valuable it comes. So I was fortunate to also, you may not have known, I was training and teaching songwriting and the business of music. Kiziri's Karen Asher, they were beneficiaries out of the Open School of the Arts at the time, which was a brainchild of Dr. Ephebio Wilkinson and Penelope Beckles.
Well.
And out of that, you had your own, at one time, Gerald Forbes. She was one of the students, Rembang Shen. Well, some of my students, I actually taught them cartoon drawing and stuff like that. And they remembered, and he incorporated this in his videos.
Well, even before the videos, when he was doing the cartoon strip in the newspapers, he would have been doing the cartoon drawings in the papers as Rem in a box.
Yes, because actually he went to Trinity College, I gather. He was a child then, and I showed, you know, our way of doing things was through cartoons.
Yeah.
And he had other names that and aspects that that came through that, you know. Many names it would have been remiss of me to
No, you can't, if you start to mention, or we go be here till tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I wonder how you feel about your brother receiving the Hummingbird Gold.
Oh, well, it's for all of us. It's for my mom and dad. So it doesn't matter if who. I really feel he's very consistent. He had introduced himself to other people, came through his experience that he shared, and he has been consistently of a high standard. I'm fortunate for that. My mother and my dad, they were actually the culprits which started all of this. Yeah, and Jeffrey and Bosco.
I was saying it's like it's not just your mom and dad. It sounds like you had a whole society around you, like a little community of people who all artists. Like you described what the setting gallery, the setting art gallery was, and it sounded like a artist hub where people can come and be free to explore their art. Are there any plans for something like that going forward, or we still have?
Well, next year would mark 100 years. My dad would have been 100 if he was alive.
Right.
So I brought to Michael's attention. He liked the idea. But we have a family reunion and an art exhibition and music with all the men and women. Lisa is included. She paints as well, my younger sister.
Right.
And then I have Omar and Jovan, the nephews, sorry, I'm saying grand. And then we have David and Leslie. No, Leslie Boothman is my dad's brother, and he is still alive. He's 94. And he was one of the persons who created the mask for the late George Bailey. He was, you know, and I think he should be interviewed because of his background and experience, being one of the section, the kings, and working at costuming. Actually, those who are listening can, and they see a bit of my art and other things, can realize that maybe wire bending could be a subject in school.
It ought to be.
Yes, and also the making of pans and so many other aspects, which isn't, unfortunately.
Have you seen us get better at that over the years? I mean, you've been in this business for quite some time, right? Have you seen us get better as a nation in terms of being able to incorporate art and culture into teaching children?
Well, our attitude to those in authority needs to be altered. Because,
explain that.
Okay, in other words, you look at Jamaica, for example, and the reason why their genres of music is recognized. You look at, a lot of people don't know Tom Bell from the Stylistics, who wrote so many songs for the Stylistics. You are everything and everything, right? He's a Jamaican, he left at age 7. But when they had Rex Nettleford, he was actually a musician and an artist. But we must incorporate integrity, because not because I am a DJ or host or someone, I have a favorite person. God have give us favors, but he have no favorites. And that is the problem. We have square pegs in the wrong hole. in all aspects. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Both in government and in opposition. You got to have people who have a passion and use integrity. The attitude, integrity is important, honest, not favoritism.
But is it up to the politicians? We often put the blame on the politicians, but they are 40-something people representing.
No, it's all of us.
Right.
Because we put them there and they are part of us. They are our extended family. And I am saying that what makes America still one of the richest countries is the recognition. There's no age gap to recognizing who is Stevie Wonder's age to someone who still gives him respect when he's alive. That is one aspect. And how are we going to place the resources? Well, we start with too much Bollywood and Hollywood and Jamaican wood, not enough Trinbago wood. Would you agree? No.
I am going to leave
Talk City is a difference. They are the #1, right? Because there is a fear.
Yeah.
You know,
to push local.
But
we're doing it here at TTT, and we're going to continue to do it. Mr. Roger Boothman, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, we are out of time because it's almost 8 o'clock and we have to go. But thank you so much and keep up the great work. I know that you will continue to make us proud. And you had to come back and tell us more about what you're going to do to celebrate Dad's 100th birthday. Okay, and before I leave, I don't know if they shared the artwork which was sent to them. They were sharing it while we were talking. All right. So yeah. I'm happy about that. Thank you very much, Mr. Boothman. I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire, together we achieve. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.